All right, so we got another Jennifer Lopez divorce. She's 52, I think, and she cannot keep a man. She can't keep a man. Who do you think the problem is? Is it her? Is it the guys? I think it's her. So, you know, now she's back with Alex Rodriguez, so she's using him as a rebound. Um, it's kind of sad in a way, but also I think, like, I made a video on her a while back, maybe a year or two ago, basically saying the same thing. She can't keep a man because she couldn't keep a man then. I can't tell you how many divorces she's had. I think 3, maybe 4 now. It's sad, but it's also like, this is the modern woman, you know? She can't see past her own ego. She sleeps around and doesn't think anything twice about it. Doesn't realize that that's harming her future, her emotions, right? Doesn't know how to treat a man. Doesn't know how to keep a man. You know, she puts herself out there like sex is all that matters. Oh, I'm hot. That's all that matters. You know, and this is a woman who's got all the money in the world. So it's not about money. It's not about stress. It's not about careers. It's about her heart. It's about her ego. It's about her personality, her person, her disposition, who she is as a person. And those are the things that really matter. Money doesn't really matter, but people make a big deal about money. But the things that really matter are your heart, your character, your personality, how you treat other people, how you treat your spouse. That's what really matters. So obviously she's failing in those regards. So here she is rebounding with A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. And here we got Benny Boy Affleck, who I've always liked Ben. A lot of people diss him or whatever. I always thought he was a good actor. I thought he has that classic lead actor vibe about him. He said some douchey things about politics, and anyway, I always thought he was an okay guy, you know, overall. He's been in some scandals. He was close to Harvey Weinstein, whatever. Hollywood's a swamp. It's full of swamp monsters. It is what it is. I like his I love that movie, The Town. Great film, great movie. He made a pretty good Batman. Anyways, he had a good movie about what's it called? I forget. It's about a basketball coach, plays an alcoholic or something. I think he struggled with alcoholism himself. He had a bad marriage with what's her face, Jennifer. Is it Jennifer Lawrence? Is that her name? No, not Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Garner. Anyways, these celebrities, you know, but he's happy. He's happy to be away from J-Lo. Although I thought they had chemistry, but apparently she can't keep it together, man. She can't please her men. She's probably a narcissist. She's an egomaniac. You know, and it's sad. It's sad. I've met women like that. I've met women who, I haven't met many, but I met 1 or 2 women who have a lot of money and who are narcissists, and they're hard to be around. I actually lived with one when I was younger who was dating my older brother, and I moved in with her and my older brother in a high-rise condo, which was like $1 million condo, and she was married to a mayor of a really ritzy, high-level city in the Seattle area. Not the Seattle mayor, but a high-level. I think it's the area that Bill Gates lived, somewhere around that area. And these people got money. And in the divorce, he gave her a couple million or something like that. And she everything about her was money. She drove a red Mercedes Benz. And at that time, which was like the early 2000s, at that time that car was like crazy high class, but now it's pretty common. But I I think it was like, I don't know how much it cost, $100,000 car at that time, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a car guy, so I don't know. But she was hard to deal with, man. She was anal retentive. She was controlling. She was emotional. She would freak out, you know. And I was just happy to be away from her when I moved because she was such a control freak. And she stressed my brother out a lot, and they eventually broke up. But she eventually lost most of her money for various reasons. Well, she wasn't used to living a she wasn't used to saving money. I think she was like an Austrian. She was from Austria or something like that. And she had these huge tits, and she was like a bombshell when she was younger. But she was aging, and she owned a boutique. You know, this was like a $1 million business boutique where she was selling high end, women's clothing to high end women. We're talking like thousands of dollars for a dress and things like that. Crazy stuff. You don't want to be around women like that, man. You don't want to be around narcissistic, high-level women with money. For some reason, when women get a lot of money, they just turn into narcissists. Big time. I don't know, man. I think this guy's happy. I think Affleck is happy here. He says that's a dude getting ready to enjoy his first meal as a single man, wearing that I didn't have to argue about where to go and I'm saving $70 smile. Ben Affleck looks giddy as he gets fast food delivered to LA rental home. I mean, that's that I'm free from that bitch smile. That's that I'm finally free from that bitch. It's unmistakable, bro. This is why you got to be careful who you marry. Be careful who you date. Be careful. They will fuck your life up. They will mess your life up. They will mess your shit up, bro. Trust me. You date the wrong woman, you get with the wrong woman, because when guys get when guys' hearts get invested and our emotions get invested into a woman, that's where you're in deep waters. Once that happens, when your emotions and your heart is invested in a woman and you love a woman, you're in deep water. You better hope and pray that she's a good woman. Because if she messes, if something happens and she messes the relationship up or it dissolves somehow, it'll fuck your shit up, man. Trust me, it'll fuck your shit up. Depending on the type of woman she is, depending on what happens, depending on the circumstances, right? But it can get real bad. So he's lucky. He's like, man, I got out of that, and I hope. She doesn't try to take all his money or whatever. She's got enough money where I don't think anything can stand up in court. But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Trust me. He's lucky that she, and I think this is why celebrities date other celebrities. Because if you're a man and you're a celebrity and you're wealthy and you date some regular woman, well, that's her ticket. That's her golden ticket to get rich. All she's got to do is stay with you long enough to file for divorce. Bing, bang, boom, she's got half your money, right? So this is why men, I hope, are wising up, getting smarter, man. If you're the breadwinner, sign a prenup. I don't care if you don't even make that much money. If she can take some of your shit, if she can take half your assets and you got assets for her to take, sign a prenup. Sign a prenup, because they can change. That love bombing stage ends pretty quick. They can switch up on you and change on a dime. And she's already back. She's already back to A-Rod. Already back to. Look, he's like, oh yeah, honey. I'm Mr. Captain Save-A-Ho, Mr. Cleanup Guy. I think they were married, so she's back to her husband. I think number 2. I know she was married to Mark Anthony. I think she was married to someone else too before that, because this is what these women do. I know she started out on In Living Color. She was a fly girl or whatever. But I think she married somebody else, some older man in the music business, if I'm not mistaken, which is not uncommon for these young starlets. Which is funny because it's karma, I hate to say it, because I could get karma for a lot of things that I've done. I mean, I'm not perfect. I've screwed people over. I've hurt women, and I'm not proud of that. I'm remorseful in a way because and it's a cold game. It's a cold world. A lot of times guys have to hurt women. And, you know, in a way, I know that sounds really messed up, but the point is that a lot of times guys can't even get laid unless we act like we are really into a woman or like date a woman, right? But women are out here sleeping around. There's no problem with that. But then when it comes to you, oh, you gotta invest in her, right? So, which is not fair. So it's like some guys can get laid. Top 5-10% of guys can get laid. If you're not in that top 5-10%, you got to play a different game. You got to act like, oh yeah, I want to have a relationship with you, woo woo woo, and then you can get laid. And then she might invest her emotions in you, where she wouldn't invest her emotions in the guy, you know, the hot guy, 10 out of 10 Chad that she just wants to bang. Well, it's not really fair. You know, it's not really fair for the average guys, right? But anyway, I would say karma in the sense that I don't think J-Lo is innocent, in the sense that she played a part in the mid to late 90s. She turned a lot of young women into hoes. She played a part in that. And I know that it's the music executives. I know that it's the handlers. I know that it's Hollywood. You know, the evil, satanic Hollywood. For real, it is really satanic. They literally worship Satan. You know, some of them blatantly, openly. And there's a lot of hidden shit that goes on. The whole city's a cult. I mean, Hollywood's a cult, basically. It's a satanic death cult, really. And she played a part in that, though. Just like Britney Spears, just like Taylor Swift, just like Beyonce, just like, you know, Kesha, and all these terrible new female rap artists. Listen to the lyrics they're putting out. Listen to the image they're portraying. Madonna, and none of them are doing well in life. Madonna's like just a train wreck, which is, I mean, it's all sad, but I mean, these are human beings, right? You don't want to wish harm or judgment on human beings because you're a human being. You make mistakes, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. It's messed up. I'm not God. I can't judge, but all I know is in the 90s there was a lot of shit. There was a lot of music being put out that was really influencing young women to live the wrong lifestyle. Britney Spears was, I think, number one, really, that messed up a lot of women, messed up a lot of young women. But J-Lo was another one. She was putting out shit. I know Aaliyah and like who else? Foxy Brown, and I mean, listen to their lyrics, listen to the stuff they were putting out. And again, I know it's the music executives who are into Satanism. They're putting this stuff out. They're telling them what type of music to make, telling them how to write their lyrics. And I know they're not even writing their lyrics. You know, maybe they play a part in it. You know, Christina Aguilera is another one. I mean, they play a part in writing the lyrics, but they got people around them, handlers who are into Satanism, and they're writing their lyrics for them and stuff. And it's all occult shit. Occult, OCCULT, occult shit, you know. Sick, man. It's sick, you know. And Beyonce got cheated on by Jay-Z, and he probably still does. And it's like, it's karma. I mean, you get what you get. You know, Britney Spears is all whacked out. You know, she can't even, you know, she's got mental problems or whatever. And I understand there's a lot of stuff behind that. I understand that, like, their parents were messed up. You know, you got Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton even. You know, it's like Satan propped these girls up and was like, here, this is your role models. And it just messed a whole generation of young women up. It's sad. It's fucking sad, man. It's sad, you know. But she can't keep it, man. She can't grow up. You know, she can't go to therapy. You know what? It's me. I'm not humble. I'm not normal. I'm not regular. Something's wrong with me. You know. And why do you got to choose celebrities? Why do you got to choose the ultra rich guys who are probably going to cheat on you because they got millions of dollars and every girl wants them? That's not very smart. Why don't you choose a regular dude who will just be thankful to have you? But I guess I guess it's a blessing and a curse, you know, to be in that position. It's a blessing and a curse because, all right, you got $1 zillion, you got vacation homes, you own homes in Hawaii, you own homes all over the world, you're super uber rich, you're super uber famous. but you don't have love. You don't have somebody who's really got your back. You don't have real downright intimacy, etc. And this is the problem. This is why I say if you're a man, you could never do it. If you're a man and you get rich and famous, you might as well kiss real love goodbye. It's less possible than, say, someone who's broke and who has no money. Because if you're broke and you have no money and a woman loves you, that's real love. She's down for you when you're down and out. That's real love, probably. Although female nature can change at any time. She can decide she don't want your bum ass anymore. So, anyways, J-Lo can't keep a man. And then here we go. Some funny memes, but here's a woman who actually is taking accountability. Here's an example of a woman who's taking accountability for her past. And a lot of times how we do that is the hard way. A lot of times, unfortunately, is we live and learn, and we get screwed over, or we screw ourselves over, or we paint ourselves in a corner. With our own bad behavior, and then we realize, oops, I screwed myself. I played myself. I had opportunities with this person to find real love. I had opportunities here to find real love, particularly women, because guys, unfortunately, a lot of times we just got to take what we can get, and some of us never really have the right opportunity. And we're so much in scarcity mode that, like, any sliver of an opportunity, we're all over it, and that turns women off and things like that. And I mean, guys are just screwed. I mean, you just got to get blessed by God, I guess. You just got to get extremely lucky and blessed by God. Even the Bible says that. It says, he who finds a wife finds favor with the Lord. He who finds a good wife has been blessed by the Lord. I believe that's true, and even in Ecclesiastes, I think chapter 7, Solomon says, chapter 7 or 8, but he says, among 1,000 men I have found one good man, but among such women I have not found one good woman. So basically saying, amongst 1,000 men there's one good man, amongst 1,000 women there's not one good woman, which is crazy. And Solomon was the wisest man on earth. Now maybe that's not fully true. Maybe there's, I don't know. But it seems right, given my experience. It seems right, given a lot of other guys' experiences, that good women are just few and far between. Good women are like unicorns. Like, you see one every once in a while, and you're like, holy shit, they do exist. But she's taken, or but she's not for me, or for whatever reason, and it's like. So here's a woman who's taking accountability, at least, but the problem is she's taking accountability, however old she is, 32 now, maybe, who knows. This woman looks about in her early 30s, maybe going mid-30s even. They don't take accountability until it's too late, really. I mean, 32, what are you going to do? Your body counts in the dozens, So she says, all of my exes are now married, which again is, you got to learn. You learn by bad experiences. Unfortunately, a lot of times as humans, we learn by bad experiences. We learn by our mistakes, and that's sad. And sometimes you can't take it back. But a lot of times, unfortunately, what I see is women doubling down. They double down on their mistakes, and then they just get more narcissistic and more egotistical. No, I'm powerful. I'm a woman. Hear me roar. It's like, dude, go to therapy. Go to therapy. Get healthy, get mentally healthy, figure your shit out. If you can't keep a man, if you think all men are trash, and you can't keep, because it's the easiest thing in the world for a woman to get a man. It's the easiest thing in the world for a woman to get a man. And there's good men everywhere. Trust me, there's good men everywhere. Yeah, there's some bad boys. There's some guys. There's some toxic men. 100% there is. I would say there's more good men than there is toxic men, and there's more men who there's more men who want love and want to date a woman than there's men who just want to use a woman for sex. I believe that fully. I really do. I believe men are the more romantic ones. 100% I do. I did. I wanted love when I was 17. I wanted love when I was 16. I remember my freshman year, I fell in love with the girl. Her name was Jen. And she was blonde, and she had thick thighs, and I was attracted to her physically, but I also just loved her. I also just liked her. I wanted to date her. I wanted to be with her, and I was too nice. I was too boring, and she dumped me. And then she dated some college guy who had a cool Mustang or something. Yeah, man, I was a freshman wanting love. Actually, I loved a girl in 8th grade. Her name was Stacy. This cute little Mexican girl, and even today I regret losing her. But I was stupid, 8th grade, ninth grade. You're stupid, you're young and dumb, but you don't think like, oh, I'll never meet anyone like her again, and sometimes it works out that way. Sometimes that's how it happens, and then you're just like, damn. And then women will look at that and be like, oh, you lost me, and you shouldn't have lost me. And then it's like, maybe it's good that I lost you if that's your attitude, if you're not even humble, like, anyway. But yeah, guys want love, man. Guys want love. So this whole bullshit about like, oh, men, all they want is sex, like, that's such a lie. It's like, yeah, we want sex, sure. Yes, every man wants sex, that's true. And we will have sex, that's true. But we want love too. It's just that, how often are you going to find a good girl? How often are you going to find someone's worthy? So she said, which might conclude that I've always dealt with decent quality men, but maybe I wasn't marriage material at the time, nor ready for anything that serious. I'm woman enough to think back on stuff, though, see the error in my ways, and change. We as women need to put our pride and arrogance to the side and try to do better versus always playing victim and not being accountable for our crap. It'll only help us. Well, that's a wonderful statement. That's a fantastic, admission. It's a fantastic, taking accountability moment, taking responsibility moment, maturity moment, but it's rare. This is one of the rarest things I've ever seen in my life. No joke. This right here is like looking at a unicorn, for real. She realized that all of her exes are married. She concludes that they were decent quality men, but she wasn't marriage material. She wasn't ready for anything serious. She was playing the field. She was riding the cock carousel. She was out there having fun. Now she hit the epiphany phase and she's realizing, oops, all those guys were good and now they're all married and I'm single. Oops. Right? So she sees the error in her ways and she wants to change. Well, okay. But now you're 32, you're 34, however old you are, and it's like you could have given the best years of your life to a good guy, but you wanted to play the field, you wanted to have your fun, and it's sad. And this is just, I think this is the tragedy of our generation. I think this is the tragedy of our generation, is that we had so much potential, we live in the most peaceful time and peaceful. If you're from America or from a good country, you live in one of the most peaceful countries in history, and we take it for granted because we just don't know anything different. Because to us, like, oh, the 1920s or the 1850s is like centuries ago almost. No, that's only 100 years ago. Imagine how much suffering they had in like the 19th century, the 1800s. They only lived to be like 40 years old on average and shit like that. I mean, come on, bro. Like, we are so privileged, but look at what we've done with it. And this is why they say, good times creates lazy people create hard times, whatever, right? We're in this little bubble and we don't even realize it. I was born in the 80s. Right? I grew up in the 90s and in a peaceful city, and we didn't have nothing crazy going on, and it was ideal, it was beautiful, it was peaceful, there was great people, I had great teachers, peaceful, civil people. I didn't grow up in the hood or the ghetto, thank God, but I thought I was cool listening to rap and da-da-da-da-da, and I didn't at the time realize how blessed I was. Looking back, I'm like, God dang, I'm so blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you for this, for the peace. Thank you for this city. Thank you for these teachers and this environment that you put me in. I could have been growing up in Gaza. I could have been growing up in the Middle East. I could have been growing up in war-torn whatever country, Africa, whatever, we're so blessed, we're so lucky, and we don't even realize it. And the young women, and it's a reflection in the young women. I remember young women, trying to love them and date them, and like, I used to wear my heart on my sleeve, when I was coming up, and in my teens, and girls would just be like, they just took advantage, and it all went to their ego, and it was like, I could never get them because I wasn't a bad boy. I wasn't a, But I played basketball, so I got some of them, but really not the ones I wanted, and I wasn't able to do, to date them like I wanted to, because I was too nervous. I didn't know, I would get on the phone and I would just choke up. I didn't know how to talk to them, and they just, it was just instant turn off, and it was like, but here's the thing, man, the chickens are coming home to roost. Women ignored the nerdy guys, ignored the shy, quiet guys. They ignored the guys who wanted to love them. And the chickens are coming home to roost. They're hitting their 30s, they're hitting their 40s, and they got 10, 20, 30 years of baggage, 10, 20, 30 years of, just dissolution, right? Licentiousness, degeneracy. The stuff that they're doing is nasty out here, recording themselves, putting themselves on OnlyFans. The amount of porn that's out there is just ghastly, right? And it's jacked up our society. It's jacked up our society, man. And they're like, man, I'd say most of them aren't even taking accountability. Most of them are in denial. They got mental illness. They can't look at themselves in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an epidemic almost. I would say it's an epidemic of our generation, of our society. What our young women have done. And J-Lo, she looks great for 52. She looks amazing because she's got trainers and she's got the best health. She's got access to the best supplements and vitamins, the absolute best health care possible for rich people. So of course she looks amazing at 52. And she was a dancer her whole life. Not all celebrities look as good as her. Some of them, like the Baywatch girls, go look at the Baywatch girls, man. They look like trash now. Some of them look terrible. So the thing is, man, it'll come back to you. It'll come back. Karma comes back around, and this is why I say to guys, take care of yourself. Take care, don't get all depressed. Oh, I can't get a woman. Woo, woo. Take care of yourself, man. Here's the thing too, like, as these women age, and if you take care of yourself and you stay in shape physically and mentally and take all your vitamins and supplements and I would say get involved in supplements. Learn how to take care of your health, man. Learn how to eat right, good quality organic food, take a lot of supplements, exercise. You'll be looking good in your 40s and 50s. Trust me. Guys can do it. And guess what? Young women are attracted to older guys. They are. They like our maturity. They like our stability. They like our wisdom. It's sexy to young girls. And, they're, as these women age, they're going to start dropping off in the sense that, like, they can't get the same kind of guys that they could get. So they're going to try to come around to you and be like, oh, here's this nice guy that I used to reject. Let me try to get this guy. So I would say, like, it comes back around. She might have rejected you 20 years ago, but now she's trying to get with you. And then you're going to look at her and laugh and be like, nah, you don't want me. You didn't want me then. You don't deserve me now. You know what I mean? So it's just funny. It's just funny how karma comes around. And she might look good, but she's not going to look good in 10 years. She's not going to look good in 20 years, maybe. But she didn't have love. Even if she does look good, she didn't have love, right? She's basically she's like a pinball. She's bouncing around from guy to guy. She's like a hacky sack. Everybody's got some kicks with her, right? She's like a hacky sack. But here's a woman who's taking accountability, but it's just she didn't take accountability when she was 18. She didn't take accountability when she was 19, 20, 21, 22. She was out chasing the bad boys, right? So there you go. So yeah, man, it's just a cautionary tale. And I wish her the best. It's not that a lot of times, in the red pill community, we got to check ourselves because we can get vitriolic. Oh, I hope she da-da-da-da-da-da, I understand that. It makes sense because we've been hurt so much, but I don't know, man. It's just funny how it works out because a lot of times these women, They don't look good in their 30s and 40s. J-Lo looks good. She's 52. She looks amazing for 52, but it don't matter. She can't. She just probably because what's on the inside ain't right. And she's such a celebrity. She can't just go date anyone. She could actually, but she's just, you know. And she probably has her specific type of guy that she won't settle for anything less. And maybe she's got some pair bonds. That's another thing that happens is pair bonding or what's the word? Soul ties. They're called soul ties. That's why she went back to her ex, A-Rod, because she's got a soul tie. Because what happens when you date someone is you get comfort. You remember how comfortable it was to be around that person, how much fun they were, how enjoyable their presence was. And then when you break up, there's a soul tie there, and you miss that person, which is sad, you know. And this is the problem with dating around, is that's what happens. We don't realize. People think, oh, it's fine, you can go sleep around. No, there's chemicals that release when you're with somebody you love or with somebody that you've been intimate with, and that messes you up when you break up. That messes you up. So she wants to go back to A-Rod, and she remembers the good times and da-da-da-da. And he's her rebound guy, and she'll be with him for a little while until she's on to the next. But, you know, never realizing that she's the real problem. And these women, they you know, it's cognitive dissonance. They're in denial. And they just, you know, lie to themselves. Oh, he was this and he was that, and it's never me. It's, you know, this is a problem with being narcissistic. And you're narcissistic if you're good looking. It's very rare and difficult for a woman who's very good looking to be humble. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen that much. Very rare. And that's another problem, you know, is that they're just so good looking and they know everybody wants to have sex with them. It just goes to their head. They can't stay humble. Now, I'm not saying none of them settle down and find love. They do, but it's just a cold game, man. It's a cold game. But I wish everybody the best. You know what I'm saying? I wish people the best, and I wish we could heal as a nation. A lot of damage has been done, man. And J-Lo and Britney Spears and Madonna and this one, Kesha, Taylor Swift, that one. And, you know, Taylor Swift can't keep a man either. She might be with Travis Kelce, but how many men has she been with before him? Like 40? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... Anyway, there's a lot of damage done by these women who put themselves out there and got used by the satanic music industry, got used to infect young women with this narcissistic crap, to make them all hoes. And we got a generation of hoes. That's why porn blew up and exploded, and every other girl does porn, because that's the fruit of listening to that type of music. That's the fruit of that type of lifestyle that the entertainment music industry propagated. They put it out there on purpose. It's satanic, man. Seriously. So, cautionary tale, man, for real. Careful who you date, careful who you marry. I would say for men, it's just good luck, you know, good luck. There ain't a lot of prospects. There ain't a lot of good, good opportunities out there. You got a lot of J-Lo's out there. You got a lot of Britney Spearses out there. Got a lot of Taylor Swifts out there, and Madonnas and Keshas and etc., right? Got a lot of these narcissistic women who have high body counts. Yeah, they're good looking, but they got nothing on the inside. It's just decrepit, dark, narcissistic, toxic women. What do they got on the inside, right? It ain't working, man. It ain't working for a lot of young men, and this is why I say, you know, learn how to be happy alone. Figure out how to make yourself happy alone, and learn how to suffer, because you're gonna suffer, because it's a suffering being lonely, but it's better than, you know, settling. It's better than compromising your integrity, compromising your manhood, compromising your confidence. Because a lot of times you gotta suck up to these used up, nasty women to even be with them, and they're trying to, you know, play some kind of game on your mind, play some kind of power and control game. A lot of women want to, you know, subtly run the relationship, and if they feel they can't manipulate you to where they can run the relationship, then They don't want you. Well, that's a good thing, because it means you're strong. It means you're not gonna be no cuck. You're not gonna be no simp. You're not gonna be no weak cleanup guy who's gonna raise her kids for her, whatever. She's got kids from another guy, and you're gonna come in and be the cleanup guy. You're gonna be stepdaddy. Don't play those games, man. Even if you got to be alone, man, it's worth it. Just suffer through, you know. Figure something out. Distract yourself. Find a hobby. Be happy. I've been saying that for years, man. But this is the result. This is the result of that type of degeneracy, that type of lifestyle that they promoted. But anyway, wish y'all the best. It's been Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.